Hello everyone and welcome to Noodle Journey, your destination for detailed and informative reviews of the instant noodle universe. Today I'm starting a countdown to episode 200 with 5 Nongshim reviews, and this variety is the first one on the list. This is Nongshim Shin Vegan. Before we begin, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. And also, a big announcement, the official Noodle Journey website is now live, and it contains a fully searchable index of every single review I've ever done. I've been working on the site for quite a while now, and it's finally in a state that I'm happy with. You can search all of my reviews using criteria like country of origin, flavor profile, spice level, and overall score to find the perfect instant noodle for you. You'll also find news articles about noodles written by yours truly, plus site-exclusive reviews and lots more. The link is in the description below. I hope you'll visit. So yeah, back to Shin Vegan. On my channel, back in episodes 1 and 2, which started all of this, those were both Nongshim Shin products. Shin Ramyun and Shin Ramyun Black, specifically. Episodes 100 and 101 were also Nongshim Shin products, gold and green. So I like to give Nongshim a little spotlight on my milestone episodes because they really were the brand that got me hooked on instant noodles a few years back. One of my viewers mentioned doing something Shin related for episode 200. Thank you for that suggestion, by the way. So I thought, let's take it a step further and count down to episode 200 with all of the Shin products I have that I haven't gotten to review yet. And so, starting here, this one, Shin Vegan, I don't think really needs much of an introduction. It's been out for quite a while now, but I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it. This is essentially plain old Shin Ramyun, but without any animal products. Certified vegan, from Nongshim's manufacturing facility in California, made for the US market. So that means no beef fat or extract in this. All of the meat flavoring is completely artificial, using mushrooms and yeast and soy and other seasonings. You can find this at your local Asian grocery store. There is slightly older packaging in a red cup that I happen to have here. Yes, this was sitting in the back of my cabinet for a while. Don't ask when it expired. But I figured I'd better pick up the new packaging because this is what it looks like now. You may still see this one out there. I'm not sure exactly when they discontinued the red cup and replaced it with the green cup, but it makes a lot of sense because this red one looks very close to the Shin Ramyun that contains meat, and so I can understand why Nongshim would want to differentiate the packaging a little bit. One other thing to mention, Shin Vegan does only come in this cup form. There are no packs or bowls for this flavor, which I think is a big oversight on Nongshim's part. And if you do go to the store to buy this, don't confuse this with Nongshim Soon or Shin Green. Those are different products and different recipes than this, even though they are both green packaged vegan noodles. All right, and before I pop the lid, we've got 1,000 milligrams of sodium in here, and that's really very good for instant noodles. But do remember that this is only a 2.6 ounce cup, so it's kind of a smaller serving size. Let's look inside. Inside, we've got a round block of Nongshim's wheat noodles that they use specifically in their cup and bowl products. And the reason I know that is because you can see that they're a little bit thinner than what comes in the pillow packs. They can cook with steeping or with microwaving. They do come out less chewy than the pack noodles, just a warning. You can also see some dried vegetables sitting on top there. Those are carrots, shiitake mushrooms, green onions, and red chili pepper flakes. And then we've got a single powdered soup-based packet, which contains things like soy sauce, sugar, salt, high fructose corn syrup, yeast extract, onion, chili, and mushroom powder. There's a bunch of other additives, way too many to list, but I'm guessing all of that is going to approximate the meaty umami flavor of Shin in vegan form. So let's put the powder in and get this cooked. And that smells pretty identical to the normal Shin soup powder. Okay, I'll go cook this and be right back. Okay, and here it is, fresh out of the microwave. Just give it a quick stir. And truly the aroma coming off of this is so close to regular Shin that honestly don't know if you put this one side by side with the original if I'd be able to tell the difference. This might have ever so slightly more of a mushroom scent to it, but if I wasn't in full-on review mode with this, I don't think I would really notice a difference. So one thing you might be able to tell, and this is typical of all of Nongshim's cup and bowl noodles from what I've had, the noodles are a little clumpier. So you do want to give these a good stir to get them separated. All right, I think that's good. Let's go for a taste. All right. That is a pretty reasonable approximation of the original recipe, but there's a few minor quibbles. So the first thing to talk about is the noodles. They're not bad as far as cup and bowl noodles go. I knew that going into this. They're a slightly thinner version of Nongshim's great chewy noodles that come in the packs. They're above average as far as noodle cups go, but they're not as good as the pack version, so 7 out of 10 for the noodle score. And the spiciness score, I think, is identical to Shin. It's a robust, medium heat that will kick you in the throat if you're not prepared. It's spicier than Shin Black and Green for sure. I gave the original Shin Ramyun a 6 out of 10 for spice in my very first review, and I've gotten way more spice tolerant since then, but I still think that's a fitting score for this. So 6 out of 10 for spice. And so the overall flavor, yeah, this is good. If the non-vegan Shin didn't also exist, I would say this was better than good. And don't take that as a knock against veganism. I love many vegan products, but it is clear if you compare the two side by side, there are some compromises that had to be made to the Shin recipe to create this. Yeast and soy and some other stuff typically makes up artificial beef flavor, and a lot of time that comes close to the real thing, but in here it's a little obvious that I'm tasting yeast and mushroom. It's got a little bit of a bitter aftertaste to me. It's not enough to throw this into like bad score territory, but it's noticeable. And beyond that very mildly bitter finish and the extra mushroom flavor, I would say everything else is largely the same. So it's a savory, soy, umami, chili broth that has a little bit of sweetness, onion, garlic. The flakes are nicely rehydrated. There's no issues there. The ratio of flakes to noodles in this is really good. It's less stingy than Nongshim normally is in their pack products. There's really not much else to say from a flavor perspective. I find this to be just a slightly less good version of the original recipe. But the other thing driving the score down a little bit is, why does this only come in a cup? If this was available in a bowl form or in a pack with the better noodles, I think this would probably be tied with the original recipe for me. It would be a wash. But instead, if you want this vegan option, you're forced to buy it in a cup like this. And that's disappointing considering that so many other Nongshim products come in multiple forms. So I gave Shin a 7 out of 10 all the way back in episode 1, which means I'm torn between a 6 and a 6.5. I'm going to give this a 6.5. It's still very good. It's just got, there's a couple minor issues. So 6.5 out of 10 is an overall score. It's a very good, nice vegan option. It's just not a perfect substitute for Shin when we're factoring in the slight difference in flavor, the less chewy noodles, and the smaller portion size. So look, if you're seeking out spicy vegan noodles from Nongshim, you've got a lot of choices. You've got this Shin Vegan, you've got Shin Green, you've got Soon, there's Soon with kimchi that I haven't tried yet. And quite frankly, while they're all good, I think this is the weakest of that bunch. If Shin Green has too much mushroom flavor for your liking, or Soon isn't spicy enough, then this is a fine alternative. It's just not my preferred alternative. By comparison, I think Samyang Vegetasty and Shin Green are still my top picks for spicy vegan Korean noodles. But if this fits your budget and your diet, you'll enjoy this. All right, so that's the end of the review. Please let me know if you've tried Shin Vegan and where it lands for you in the vast pantheon of vegan noodles. The next entry in this Nongshim countdown is something pretty new and pretty spicy, so you'll want to stay tuned for that video. Please check out the website if you haven't yet. I'd really appreciate any feedback that you might have. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time here on Noodle Journey.